Yo, y'all can already tell by the title exactly what I want to talk about today. I gotta tell you, the past week has been a trip. And there's a pun intended to that, but it's also been a whole motherfucking trip. Y'all, I decided to take a bit of a break from the United States for a little bit and go on a bit of a physical journey, an emotional journey, mental journey, and almost most importantly, a spiritual journey. You know, there are four different components of our overall health and well-being, and I don't feel like we've been able to tap in every single one of them entirely. Now, y'all probably wonder, why did I move to Jamaica? Why did I pick Jamaica out of all places? And to be honest, I'm gonna give you the straight up answer.
I have no idea. Like, honestly, out of all places to come, why would I come to a place that, like, I have to have cash for most places? Like, taxis are everywhere. I ain't got a car, I ain't got nothing at all in terms of transportation. I don't know nobody. But I'm gonna know something here soon.
But y'all, realistically, yeah, I mean, I want you guys to see exactly what it's like to travel during COVID. I want to give you guys insight on what it's like to travel during COVID, not only from state to state, because I did go from Indiana to Austin. Actually, as a matter of fact, what happened? For anybody who's been following me, anybody who knows me, I have videos I posted before, I took them down. I just don't be like on it because I wasn't with it at the time. It wasn't the time. But I went from California, drove from California all the way to Indiana back in early April, into March and whatnot. Then for my sister's wedding, we went down to Florida. It was like, I don't remember what it was called. Something like it. It was in Florida. So then we drove down to Florida, came back up, and then I drove from Indiana to Philly to see some friends, some old roommates, some old, just basically family from San Diego. And then before coming out here, I went down to Austin, Texas to see an old time friend. One of my oldest, my oldest friend to date that's like still been in my life all this time. He's became my best friend, and he's down there doing big things in Texas, him and his brother, living life, enjoying life, and making things work. And then I went from there to Atlanta just for a layover, and then from Atlanta to Montego Bay, Jamaica. So what can I say? It has been a great time so far, but it's also been a bit of a trip. And I'm going to be vlogging and letting you guys just get an insight on what it's like to not only travel, but to experience the culture. I don't want to expose anybody. Like, I'm not going to expose people, but I'm going to give you an insight on what it's like to live deep in it. I'm in Montego Bay, which most people have heard of Montego Bay in Kingston. Kingston, they think of like ganja, and they think of like Bob Marley and Usain Bolt, because that's where he lives and that's where he's from. But y'all, like, I live in this place called Pitford, Montego Bay, so I'm not even in like the touristy area. But I tell you guys, y'all, there's chickens out there walking around wild, roaming, minding their own business. Goats doing the same thing. You got dogs. I got cats. I got a cat keeps getting in my trash. I got Kermit the Frog. The Geico gecko thing in my house all the time.
Get out of my house!
Like, I don't know what they call them. Some kind of a lizard that makes a lot of noise. And y'all, I've experienced a lot so far. It's a culture awakening and a culture, it's a very big culture difference. But I love it. Because in the day, these are our people. If y'all know the history of how, Africans and all of us, originated in Africa, but people less melanated folk originated in Africa, and we got placed throughout the globe and made our own culture, and we've adapted. We're the most adaptable, race of people on this planet. We can adapt to anything and everything, and I've seen that firsthand by just seeing exactly how they live here, how we live in the United States, and then seeing even black people from like San Diego, the Mexico area. It's like who've been infused with Mexican culture, but at the same time, like, they created their own as well. I'm sure a lot of y'all be wondering exactly why did I take this big leap of faith, this huge journey in all four aspects of my overall health and well-being is because I have not been in a healthy headspace, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, even physically. If anybody, like people who know me personally know, like a year ago, or no, not a year ago, I must say a year and like 2-3 months ago, I was a whole about 25 pounds heavier. And I was looking lean, mean, and ready to go. I was so ready. I was so ready, as Chris over Pump Chasers would say. Y'all, I was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? I was working out, I was eating, and then after a little bit, I realized, once COVID hit, losing my jobs, and I say jobs because I was working a full-time gig, part-time gig at a gym. I was working full-time in schools with a kind of like a fundraising leadership fitness program, and I was doing like guerrilla marketing for vitamins and different nutrition, like nutrient bars and stuff like that. That was my job. Those were my jobs for a little bit. And I was also doing a little bit of Postmates and stuff on the side, just bringing a lot of cash. Because anybody knows, if you live out in California's cost of living is pretty high. Like, it's too high for no reason. I do see myself going back out there eventually, and I'll talk about that in a later video because I wanted you guys to understand my experience from traveling around the world. I'm from Indiana. I grew up in a very small town called Nineveh, more specifically Princess Lakes, Indiana. You all look it up, look at the demographics. Look at the demographics. I have a very complicated, yet blessed and loving, but confusing at times. Life and upbringing and learning my identity. I've had an identity crisis pretty much all my life. Trying to figure out like exactly where I fit in this world. Feeling like the group outcast. Feeling like I'm in limbo between different groups of people. Even though I can be accepted by somebody, I still won't feel 100% part of them because like I've always been kind of separated from the group, which has made me different, which has made me want to travel. Like most people aren't like me. I have a few friends that we traveled to San Diego together and stuff like that, and they travel. And we the type of people maybe a little different than people that got out of where we grew up at, but most people ain't willing to leave the country on their own by themselves and not being in familiarity and be like me, because I'm one of those adaptive people, but I know every single black person out there, every single melanated person out there, every single melanated person out there, we can adapt to anything and everything. And I'm trying to live this out and show y'all exactly what it is. So if you guys want to stick with me, I'm gonna be vlogging over the next few months. While I'm here, got a few months while I'm here, vlogging and letting y'all know exactly what it's like. It would be wrong of me not to mention the first video or the last video that I posted, the most recent video. It would be wrong of me not to mention that I wanted to start a vlogging on locking your hair, and I'm still in the process of doing that, y'all. I created that video and then I got my hair twisted, or I twisted my own hair, and after that, and I waited a few months, I went into my loctician, and she said I twisted them the wrong way, because I twisted them, for me, my perspective, but I was supposed to twist them the opposite way. So my locks, I started about like a month, and I started about like a month and like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So these locks are baby locks, ain't even locked yet. But y'all, it's gonna be a locking journey, a spiritual journey of vlogging, because I obviously traveled out of the country for a reason. This is gonna show y'all exactly what it's like. Y'all, I gotta tell you, the first week that I've been here, I've walked around, and when they say Jamaicans just be flying down the street, y'all, I'm telling you, they straight up don't even care.
Like they will, like my street is one of those streets like in a residential area. It's not residential, but I mean in any other area of the globe, like say like in the United States, it would probably be like a 30 to 40 mile per hour range because of the curves. These dudes be going out there on 80. You just heard it.
On my next video, I'm gonna go through the details on what it was like to travel, what it was like to travel during COVID, the regulations, the authorizations that you need, the requirements that you need, as well as how long y'all can stay out of the country for as a U.S. citizen, or I mean in general, you know, working with visas and stuff like that. I want y'all to be equipped to know what I went through. I got grilled by a immigration lady for like 30 minutes, and I saw everybody else just going in, and then he was like, man, I sat there, I was like sweating beads. Like, first off, I was very hungry. I had not eaten at all that day. I was hangry, tired. I'm telling you, I was about ready to just keel over and fall asleep there. By the time I got back, I just lay in the bed. But yeah, I'm gonna stay at my place, and stay tuned, because this is gonna be nice. So, like I said before, comment, like, share, subscribe, and of course, holla at your boy. Peace, y'all.
I'm falling apart. Please wake me up, 'cause I'm slipping. Can't fight this feeling off no more. But I'm not going to give up and